Hi everyone, this is Aaron
And Adam Fernandez.
from the TWNRGY podcast. Just want to let you guys know or ask for your support on YouTube. If you can search us on YouTube, TWNRGY, just TWNRGY. Or also, if you can't find it that way, just search us on Google, TWNGRY podcast, PODCOST, two separate words. And go ahead, once you do find us on YouTube, if you can subscribe to us and just start following us, it'll definitely help out and just get the word out. And
Feel free to share our website with anybody you may know that's looking for health help and tips for wellness. So, yeah.
Yeah, and also if you can, no need to continue to watch us however you want for free, whatever the case. But also if you can possibly contribute to our Patreon account, I'll go ahead and display the web address on the screen. But just so we can pay for some of the items for posting the podcasts, as well as maybe
RSS fees.
Yeah, as well as also looking for new ways to better our health so we can let you all know, and whether it's different exercises, different gyms, or just different supplements, things that we can try out and let you guys know how they affect us and you can possibly put into your regime. But again, just want to thank you guys all for watching us and have a great day. Aaron.
And Adam Fernandez. TWNRGY podcast.
TWNRGY podcast. Take care. Hey everyone. Welcome to an impromptu episode 4 podcast. I'm Aaron.
I'm Adam. TWNRGY podcast, episode number 4.
There we go. TWNRGY podcast number 4. This one's more of an impromptu. The last couple ones, more informational. And also a little bit more robotic. We just wanted to be ourselves in this one and just kind of explain some of our background. You want to go ahead and start?
Yeah, just kind of one of the reasons that we started doing the podcast was that we're very noticeable. We go places, whether it's the gym or at work or just out in social gatherings. People will ask us about health questions at the gym or just random stuff, and whether it's sleep or they just know we're into a bunch of different things. So it kind of helped to maybe put it all in one place where we could reach a lot of different people and still talk to people in public and answer their questions. Not that we're specialists or experts in anything, but we like to
do our due diligence to make sure that we know some things. But
but we just like listening to a lot of different podcasts and reading books. Lately this year been a point to try to read one book a month and listen to one book on Audible a month as well. So just maybe like 2 books a month or whatever.
Yeah, currently, or even at any given time, we're reading or listening to 3 different books. Just mainly nonfiction, because I like to hear different people's aspects of how they've done things in their life and how maybe I can incorporate it to my life. But sorry about that.
No.
New book thing.
That's well, no, just saying we're just trying to get into it that way. Just get as much knowledge in, whether it's about history, whether it's self-development or business.
Philosophy.
That's a new one that's pretty interesting. But yeah, just broaden our horizons, taking all different aspects of learning and not be closed-minded and block anything out. So just kind of got this started just to help out a lot of different people and see kind of where it leads to. And just the plan is to possibly do 1 or 2 a week. We also want to look into doing some cooking podcasts per our Aunt Vicky's recommendation yesterday.
Also, maybe do some interviews here and there with different individuals who are inspiring our life, people that we find are interesting, friends and family, and just people in general that are interesting to us and maybe interesting to you as well.
Mm-hmm. And I just feel when I am helping other people, whether it's volunteering or going to visit somebody or just talking to them, it feels good inside to be able to do that for others. And not everybody has somebody in their life where they can open up and do different things and have somebody to visit or talk to. And it's just nice.
Sorry to interrupt. Like you said in the previous podcast, just getting further in depth and not just those surface level questions. How you doing? So on and so forth. But I apologize.
It's all good. But yeah, it's just nice to kind of be that person in somebody's life, because we would have each other all the time. So a lot of being around one another, whether it's at home, at the gym, at work, not that it's a bad thing.
Our commute.
And so it's like we kind of always have somebody, and not everybody else doesn't always have somebody.
It's just a weird situation. Unique. Not weird to us. It's normal, but to other people who don't have the opportunity to be as close as we are to one another. Sometimes people have that in their spouse. But it shocks people sometimes how close we are, and just the bond that we have with one another. And it's fun to explain sometime, and we just get the normal questions, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's just because we have each other, always bouncing ideas off of each other. Even kind of how this came about, I remember, even like we talked to like our Aunt Vicky and other people, and they're saying like, these guys seem passionate, or Aaron more so than I at the beginning, that you should do something to where it makes you feel happy and you're helping others. And then remember at a work Christmas party in December, a coworker, he has a podcast where he talks about fish tanks and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of interesting. And he was kind of showing us some of the videos, and it's in Spanish, and there's not very many Spanish-speaking the fish video podcasts or fish tank
oriented. Whether it's fish, it's tanks, it's freshwater, saltwater. Some of the things he was discussing with us.
And so it's like, just kind of makes you think, like, knowing people in your life that are doing things, and it's like, why can't I do it? Why don't I make the time, or this, that, or the other? So just that kind of pushed us a little, and then January came by and didn't do anything. I think not until like the very end of January, the very beginning of February, we finally got into doing stuff. And yeah, it was just first slow to go. He was more pushing it and writing things down. I didn't know what to do, and then finally I kind of like had some ideas, and I kind of have a little method of taking notes of how I want to go about setting things up for a topic that we might have on a podcast, and he kind of has his own method, and we'll just, if I don't like something, I'll just cross it out of his, and he's more welcome.
We're not married to anything, so he'll change things up as need be, add things, and same with me. I won't say everything that he wants to touch base on, or maybe I'll fudge it around my own way.
But it's not gonna hurt me. It's just an idea, and just kind of go off that and go with own stories, personal. We probably have a lot of the same personal stories, so, and a lot of different ones, because we're not together 24 hours a day, but just about that many.
Yeah, just to let everybody know, we work together, we live together, we work out together. Not that it's by choice. We enjoy each other's company, and it's always fun, like he said, to bat ideas around with one another. Whether we're at work, we share office now. We used to have our own, but it took a little bit of adjusting. It's not bad. It's fun. We get to talk to each other. We can be productive and talk without having to look at each other, and just kind of yell across the room with our backs towards one another and say, hey, what about this? Or what do you think about that? So, and then people will come in our office and always like, oh, you guys can't stay away from each other, sharing an office, this, that, and the other.
Not by choice.
Not by choice. And it's not a big deal. We're pretty, we'll be able to adjust in any situation. But one reason, I know Adam said some of the reasons that he wanted to do this, or feels passionate about doing this. I feel that I've been fortunate in life to have great parents, a great brother, family, aunts and uncles, cousins, grandparents, friends, and I've received a lot of love in my life. And I know just people that him and I meet, whether it's in the sauna, we meet a lot of people in the sauna and have a lot of crazy conversations, or whether
discussions,
debates, and whether it's at the pool, in the spa, and it's just interesting to hear people's stories, and just kind of, a lot of times some of those people don't have anybody to talk to, so I don't mind talking with them, giving them advice, or asking them for advice, getting a new perspective. That's one thing that I enjoy about talking to a lot of different people, is getting a different perspective from them and their life. And something, like I said, about the books, I like to read nonfiction books because I like to get information that someone has used in their life. Maybe I could put it into my daily regime, or whatever the case, to going forward. And it'll possibly improve my life, whether it's health, well-being, philosophical views, religious, or anything of the sort. I usually try to keep an open mind and just see how things, like, even if I don't agree with someone, I disagree with their take on something, I don't mind hearing them out because I don't have those thought processes. So it's good to hear what their thought process is and maybe stray away from it in the long term. But also, I just love life in general and just want to spread a lot of the knowledge that I've received from podcasts, books, documentaries, in life that I feel is beneficial, has been beneficial for me and can also be beneficial for others. But I just want to pause here real quick because I want to make sure that the video is still going on. All right, just to pick up, part of the reason, one of the reasons, or many of the reasons I like doing this is that I've gathered a lot of information just for people, whether it's my friends and family, and I just like to spread it. And whether or not people have friends or family out here, just like to spread a little love and a little understanding. And I just feel that there's not enough positivity in the world. A lot of people like to gravitate towards the negativity, whether they're watching the news, social media, negative body images, things of that sort, or even just pain in general that you're feeling. And people just don't know what to do. They don't know what to do to lose weight. They don't know what to do to make themselves feel better. But that's part of the reason why I felt that I wanted to get this podcast started, and I hope that it'll be beneficial for you. It's beneficial, it's cathartic for me in a sense, but yeah.
And yeah, just kind of going with what Aaron said about meeting people in the sauna, there's this older gentleman, Victor, he's probably about 89, and he lives actually just a couple complexes over from us. And
very healthy and in the head.
Anyways, he's like 89 years old. He rides his bike every day at the gym. It's about a mile from his house over to the gym that we go to. And just one thing I kind of learned from him about a few weeks ago, we were in the spa actually at the time, and he mentioned that do you know?
Or the senior center.
No, but he was telling me about just kind of writing a story of your life, because he just kind of could tell us all these things. He grew up where his parents didn't want him. He lived on a farm with his grandparents.
Yeah.
And he was talking about this outhouse in the middle of nowhere. And
in the snow and the freezing in Chicago.
In Illinois, yeah.
Because the way it started...
My story.
Oh, sorry. But the way it started, he said at the senior center, everybody wrote a story to each other about their life story. And that's how it kind of persisted.
So then with him saying that, like, I'm like, maybe I should kind of take notes on my life. So I just kind of have on my phone under Evernote, and I just every so often I wrote all the different years and just trying to think of like random ass things that happened and having like a timetable. Because actually over the past year and a half, I've been taking more so over the past month a daily journal. But in that time, usually it was like maybe over a 3 or 4 day period over the week, and just kind of saying what the ongoings of the day, how I was feeling, what went on. And so it kind of feels good to write that down, and it's fun to look back on some of the things that happened in life growing up throughout the years. I don't remember so much as a little kid, but start more remembering things towards like 4 or 5 years old on a regular basis. So it's just kind of something comes to me, I put it on my phone, and then eventually I want to just put it down on my computer and write a little bit more. But just from listening to Victor and talking to him, it's just kind of learning things. He wrote a book on blackjack, and
he was a professional hypnotist as well.
He seems to
have a lot of life in those 89 years.
He has a girlfriend who, she had something wrong with the roof. He told her to fix it. She didn't fix it, and it would have been like $1,000 fix, and he was just something happened. But he just always has like these interesting stories. But 89 years old and has like a 83-year-old girlfriend. So, and he knows more about social media than us. Sometimes he'll tell you, well, I was watching this YouTube video about such and such and such and such. But it's funny to see, or interesting to see someone that of his age to be tech savvy and also to want to learn. He says the way that he feels that he's stayed so sharp in the mind is that he's continuing to learn on a daily basis, and he does not want to stop as long as he's healthy and able-bodied. And but he has told us he was
fell victim to a scam with somebody on the internet.
They said they were from India.
They were just asking him for his information for his login or something.
They said to clean his computer.
Upgrade his computer, clean it, get some viruses off, and he gave him the information. And that's about the only thing. And he admitted that he was kind of foolish to fall for such a harebrained scheme. But after that, he said he realized it after he started falling for it, and just kind of cut it off before it got any further.
But no, he's an interesting character, and just some of the different other people we know in there, getting to hear their stories and kind of helpful information that helps us out, that we can spread on towards others. So
yeah, and a lot of times at work or just in general, I'll say some of our stories start off, well, this person I was talking to in the sauna, and at work they kind of always give us a hard time, like, what the heck, who do you guys talk to in the sauna? Why are you guys talking to people in the sauna? But I figure I get any opportunity to talk to someone and gain their perspective, I'm going to I'm just going to make the most out of it.
Plus, we're in there for 30 minutes at a time without getting in or out, so it gives us an opportunity, a long period of time to have some of these in-depth conversations.
And sometimes they're not initiated by us. I'll be listening to a podcast or a book on tape, and people are like, "Oh, are you guys twins? Are you guys brothers?" So, I don't mind talking, and it's always good. But sometimes we initiate conversations, especially if it's someone we know. You recently ran into a set of twins that
from New York.
From New York, they asked us, "Are you guys twins?" And they're like, "Yeah." "Are you guys?" And they're like, "Yeah." I think they're identical as well, but they're probably about 24, 25, and they're
getting into real estate.
Yeah, they're doing real estate with their mother, and they both have their license, but they work under her because she has the know-how. She's been doing it for several years.
But I think they're using the twin thing for the marketing.
Oh, yeah. So. Yeah, we tried to do real estate, and then we were getting our license, working on that, and then we got a new job, and we had to drive down to San Diego, and we almost had no life during that commute from Huntington to out there. So, yeah, but doing bigger and better things since then. So, yeah, that's some of the things I want to say. But also, in one of the previous podcasts, I believe it was, maybe it was our second one, we discuss our blood work in regards to our cholesterol. We just got our blood work back. Mine dropped over 86 points.
Mine dropped to about 113 points. So that was pretty cool. In that time, in the 4 months that we had, from when it was high to now, when we just went to get our test 2 days ago, we had cut out all eggs because we were eating eggs
Monday
7 days a
through
week.
Friday. Monday, Sunday, yeah.
7 days a week, probably anywhere between 2 to 5 eggs between those 7 days.
Yolks included.
And then we have pork rinds that we had on a daily basis. And so, yeah, we basically cut out all the eggs, pork rinds out, and we just included more vegetables, nuts, legumes, and just that type of stuff. And within that 4 months, it just went down pretty quickly. We've been very strict with knocking down all that stuff and just having meat in one meal of the entire week. So,
and not even that much. I try not to just have it be equal with whatever else I'm eating. I have salad, if I have noodles, and then the beef, just kind of have it equally 3 parts because I don't want it to overwhelm the meal, and just to limit the amount of protein. And if we do protein and I'm going out to dinner somewhere, lunch, whatever the case, I'll typically stick to fish, just more of a pescatarian, vegetarian type diet, unless we go to our family's house, our mom and our dad, and they make some sort of meat, chicken, beef, whatever the case, pork. I'm up to eating it, but just definitely limit it as much as possible.
Yeah, we don't want to tell them what to cook because they're making us dinner 1 day a week, and so whatever they want to make is cool with me. I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah, so they always do make a good meal, so I can't complain.
Mm-hmm. But we wanted to do this impromptu podcast just to get out of our informational aspect, just a little bit, speak a little bit about ourselves and why we're doing this. Thank you for listening. Definitely have more to come in the future. All right, have a good night. Again, I'm Aaron.
I'm Adam Fernandez.
And thank you for listening to the TWNRGY podcast. Take care.
Have a good night.